everybody doing? I hope you guys have had a great weekend and you're having a good week. I just wanted to let you guys know a friend of mine has passed away yesterday. She died of cancer. She was a friend I've known since I was a child, and I hadn't seen her in a long time, but I kept in contact with her husband, who was actually a drummer in the band I used to play with. I used to sing for. And I just want to say that my hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to them and to Maria and Mark, and that I love them, and that everything, no matter what, will always turn out fine, and that he can find his strength in the people around him and the love around him and God Himself. So just wanted to share that with you guys. But I hope that you guys have had a blessed week, a good week. You can see all my stuff behind me, and this is my living room. This is what my wife calls my area. So I do all my work here, my graphic design, my art illustrations, and stuff like that. But I did get a new vinyl haul in, and I do have that record that I was telling you guys about. So I just wanted to share you guys. It's a record that I haven't seen in the vinyl community. I think it's a pretty rare record here in the States. So, and I did get my shelves in, my IKEA Kallax shelves. I got two of them in, and one of them came in and it was just broken to pieces, and it was FedExed in. So I sent it back, and about another week later, they sent me a replacement from another company who had packaged this way better than Amazon had packaged it. It was a box within another box, and it was really cool. It was really amazing. So the box that Amazon had shipped to me it wasn't even, it wasn't even that. It was just the box that it came in, and it was just holes and everything else. So I think the FedEx people just treated it really bad. And something I wanted to show you guys, I have two records of electronica music. And I used to work at a warehouse music a long time ago, before my daughter was born, probably around that time, or while she was born. And I worked out there, and there was a club next door. So we would always play techno and industrial music and everything else. So we played a lot of dance and electronica. So I kind of got used to it, and I started to like it. So that's how I got into the electronica and techno and dance and stuff like that. And it was really interesting because they would have us review CDs. So they would give me CDs of this music to listen to, and I would have to listen to it and figure out whether I liked it or not. So we would do that, and they would, this is my pick, or things like that. And also, this funny story. Tim Duncan from the San Antonio Spurs used to go in there. We used to buy a lot of rap music, but it was really cool. I would listen to a lot of Fear Factory, and I remember we sold used CDs. So I found a Fear Factory CD, and I think I have it somewhere. But it was their remixes with a techno mix to it, very industrial like. So I put it on the speaker, and excuse me, my boss said, our manager said, you do one song or do one album, put it in the disc changer, and everybody pick an album. So I picked that one, and he told me that's never going to sell. And the next day, this 80-year-old man comes in, very spunky, very happy, and him and his wife, and he was just so full of energy. It was really crazy. And that CD came on from Fear Factory, and he says, I was on the counter checking him out, and he says, "Who's this?" And I said, "Well, that's Fear Factory." And he goes, "I like it." And I looked at the manager, and the manager looks at me just stunned. And I said, "It's great. It's a great CD. It's the only one we have. It's a used copy." And he goes, "I'll take it." And his wife looks at him and says, "Why do you want to take that for?" He says, "Well, because it's great to walk to." And it is. And so I took it out for him, and he bought a Fear Factory CD. So that was pretty cool. But I just want to show you guys some vinyl albums I got in. And this one is from the legendary Jean-Michel Jarre, or Jean-Michel Jarre, and people say Jarre, but it's actually Jarre. And this is his album Oxygen 3. This is a trilogy. The first Oxygen he put out in the early 70s. So it took him a long time to come up with this one, because he's a perfectionist, I think. The album cover on the first one actually has a skull facing forward. So, but this is this a gatefold? I'll take this out for you guys. This is a gatefold. This is Jean-Michel Jarre. Really cool stuff. Keyboards, and I knew one of his songs when I was a kid, and I thought it was great, and I really loved it. It was on the Pure Moods album, and that's something that me and my wife loved. So his song Oxygen was on the Pure Moods album. So this is, let's see him here. And these are not lyrics, because there are no lyrics in his music. It's all electronica, very chill out type of music. This album came on a clear vinyl. Looks really cool. It's got the custom labels in there. And the funny thing is with this one, I'm sorry, I'm over here, way over here. The funny thing is with this one, I had ordered it and I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I was supposed to get it in 2 days and it never showed up. And as I'm waiting for it, they send me an email and they say, you know, we're sorry it didn't show up on time. We don't know what happened. If you can wait 3 more days and see what takes place. And excuse me. And so I waited, and Amazon Prime actually delivers on Sundays, which is, you know, pretty cool. So we waited. It never showed. I contacted Amazon back, and they said, well, we'll send you a replacement copy. Don't worry about it. Excuse me. And so we did. And on Monday, I got this by UPS. Excuse me. Get some water here. This was supposed to come by Amazon. They were supposed to deliver it themselves. And so it came on Monday, so I'm thinking, well, this is the one they said they were going to send. And it ended up not being the one. This ended up being the lost one. The one that they replaced came in on Tuesday. So I gave that one to my daughter. So she loves it. She likes it a lot. It's a lot of fun. Jean-Michel Jarre from France, DJ. This next one was one that I really wanted to get at for such a long time. It came out, I think, last year or 2 years ago. And I was really excited because he's one of my favorite directors. He directed a lot of horror movies, and he wrote some of the scores to those horror movies. So he's got a second album out, but this is his first. This is John Carpenter's Lost Themes. Excellent album. He wrote all the music. I believe he performed, composed, and engineered some of this with his son Cody Carter. So, really cool. This is a gatefold. Way cool. Awesome. The album is on black vinyl, which I do need to get a sleeve for, but it is on black vinyl. So. But yes, I love this album. I love this. It's kind of like electronica with a little bit of rock in it. He's the one that wrote this theme song for Halloween. He directed it. So John Carpenter's, I'm sorry, did I say Carter earlier? John Carpenter's Lost Themes. This is the first album. Lost Themes 2 is already out, which I want to pick up. So the next album here is, I'm a big Rockabilly guy. I love Rockabilly music. Brian Setzer is my all-time favorite. So I went out and I looked everywhere for Stray Cat stuff. So I actually found Stray Cats, Rant and Rave with the Stray Cats. And I love, like I said, I'm a big Brian Setzer fan. I'm a big Rockabilly fan. Um, This on black vinyl. The really cool thing is, if you can see the vinyl here, the center is like the center of a tire, so that's pretty cool. And it's got the sleeve here, inner sleeve. So, like I said, I'm a big Rockabilly guy. I love all Rockabilly stuff, Psychobilly, stuff like that. So I believe I have almost every Stray Cats album. Um, there's a record store here that has a bootleg live album, which I'm going to try to get. See, hopefully they still have it. But Rant and Rave, Stray Cats. I love hot rods, so I love Americana. I love it when people do videos on Route 66, all that kind of stuff. This one is Stray Cats Gonna Ball. This one, I'm not sure if it's this one's either this one's an import or the next one. I gotta check, but I know one of them is a German import because I got it from a town called Bernie, not too far from San Antonio, and there's a lot of German heritage there. So, but this is Stray Cats. Go to Ball. They just look really cool. I'm a big fan. So, wish I could see Brian Setzer live. Excuse me, sorry. I've always wanted to see Brian Setzer live. I never had the chance. He's come to San Antonio a few times with the Christmas tour, but this year he's not coming at all. So I wish he would come out here. I think he would get a big crowd. And I'll get some more water. So, here's Built for Speed, Stray Cats. And these are all original pressings. This is off the EMI label. Great album. This one, Rock This Town is on here. Built for Speed, Rev It Up and Go, Stray Cat Strut, Rumble in Brighton, Double Talkin' Baby, You Don't Believe Me, Genie, 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 Baby Blue Eyes. So this is a great, great album, Built for Speed. And it's almost like a greatest hits because a lot of their hit songs are on this one. Stray Cats. So sticking with the Stray Cats thing, I got my only Brian Setzer record. If I could find some more, I would love it. But this is one of his earlier releases. I have all his stuff on CD. I've got everything almost everything on CD because I'm a huge Brian Setzer fan. Getting his albums is very hard to get because a lot of them are imports and they're insanely expensive. But I did find this one, The Knife Feels Like Justice from Brian Setzer. And this doesn't sound like your traditional Rockabilly stuff. He started mixing big band and Rockabilly with his album with Jump, Jive, and Wail of that album. And I forget the name of it, although I'm a big fan. It's just weird. My mind went blank. But this is off the same label as EMI. And some people have called this alternative. I don't think so, but I do like it. He didn't have any hit songs off of this one. This is when he was really struggling to get his own sound away from the Stray Cats. So, and I'm a big Brian Setzer fan. I love Brian Setzer. Here's one with Phantom Rocker and Slick, and these two guys were the former members of Stray Cats, the drummer and the bass player. So I didn't know this was out. Found it at a record store. Picked it up for about $3. So not bad. This is also on EMI. Let me get this here. So Phantom Rocker and Slick. And one of the guys has a perm here, so it looks pretty. It came out in the '80s. This is a really cool album. Everything's upside down if I want to read it. It's 1985. I'm not sure. I can't really tell. Or 95. I just can't tell. So my glasses aren't doing their job, or the writing is too small, or the print is too small. I'm sorry. But like I said, big Rockabilly fan, big, huge Brian Setzer fan. If I could get some Brian Setzer stuff, that would be great. I don't have much to trade for, so my vinyl collection isn't that big. It's one, two, three shelves. Currently 3 shelves, so 3 little squares. This is big band stuff. This is Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Rattle Them Bones, Savoy Jazz. I don't know what label this is on. Let me see. It says Savoy Jazz. I'm trying to look at the label it's under. Yeah, Savoy Jazz Records, I guess. Doesn't really say. Cool, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. I'm a big fan of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. I've got a lot of their records. I have their DVDs. Just as well. I have Brian Setzer DVDs, live stuff. So I try to get as much as I can. Whatever I find it, I'm on that stuff. So a friend of mine had told me he saw first Brian Setzer's other album, one of his first 2 albums, at Half Price Books. So I went to go look, and somebody had already bought it. So here's another band that's rockabilly and punk mixed together. They're a great band. They're called Tiger Army. Tiger Army is just a wonderful band. I have a lot of their CDs. I have about 3 or 4 of them. And they have more out. Their earlier stuff is not as melodic, not as good as this stuff. But you can see their videos on YouTube, and their singer, Nick 13, which he's right in here. You can see Nick 13 right there. He sings very Americana stuff on his solo albums. It sounds kind of country-ish. Kind of reminds me of a Johnny Cash. If you're in a Johnny Cash, that's a great album. It's called Nick 13's album. So you can look that up. He doesn't have any vinyl out, but he does have it on CD. So, and let me try to sleeve this. But here is it. It is on black vinyl. Getting quiet. All right. And Nick 13's album, if you look, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of my CDs and maybe do like a CD video so you guys can see some of my CD stuff. The Nick 13 album, I would play it for you because it is a great album. Let me see. Yeah, it's just called Nick 13. You can kind of see it there. I don't know if you can see it there. You probably can't because of the glare. But I'll show you that CD soon, and I'll do some my Brian Setzer stuff that I have for you, and some other things. Now, I'm going to get into a couple of metal albums here, or one's metal at least. 80s metal. This is a record that I've seen a lot around the community, and I've been wanting to get for a long, long time. Loved this when it came out. I had it on cassette when it originally came out. Cinderella Night Songs. This has to be in your collection. If you're a vinyl community and you listen to metal and you listen to 80s metal, this is in it. I mean, you just, right? It's just got to be in it. So it's off the Mercury label. This is the original pressing. Actually, I have it in the Mylar sleeve. So, but this is a great album. I really love this album. One of the ones I want to get are Britney Fox. So I was almost said Britney Spears. No way, but Britney Fox. I want to get their first album. That was one of my favorite albums off from them. So I'm looking for that one. Glad I got Cinderella. Knocked it off my want list. Okay, and then the final album, guys, is an album that I have not seen on the vinyl community. I looked for this album for a long time. The problem was is it was always an import. Um, I would have to like pay in pounds, so and it took forever to get in. I got it off of Amazon, and it did take forever to get to me. Amazon did tell me it was from a third party and it was a import. So one of my favorite singers, and I have his stuff with Black Country Communion on CD. And some of his stuff is kind of, even on CD used, is very expensive. So I'll show this to you. It's Glenn Hughes Resonate. This is an amazing, amazing album. It is incredible. His singing, I mean, just everything about this album, it's got nuts, man. I mean, it's great. Sorry. And it does come, well, actually, it is, I'll put this right here. It does have his picture on the back. It comes on a gatefold. Can you see that? And this album, here's the sleeve. Got Mr. Glenn, who used the voice of rock and roll himself, with the lyrics. I believe it's some of the, this is the lyrics. And you know what, I'll tell you what, the song Heavy it starts out very funky, and it just, when it hits the chorus, man, it punches you right in the face. My Town is amazing. Flow is heavy. Let It Shine is amazing, steady, God of Money. Gosh, Long Time Gone. These songs are all good. If you can find this album, I paid about $30 something for it, about $34, $35. And I don't like spending that much on records, but my gosh, this is a brilliant, brilliant record. Get it, get it. And it comes on something really cool. It comes on white vinyl. That's right. Really thick, 180 gram white vinyl with the purple and purple center ring. So purple and white. This is awesome. I'm really, really glad I got this. I was super excited. Like I said, if you don't have this album, find it, go out and get it, do all you can to get it, because it is, like I said, it is an incredible album. The only thing that kind of gets me upset about this, and it's on Frontiers Records, it's the same label that Stryper's on, is when I got it in, little nick right there. So, yeah. This is, double albums are hard to sleeve, don't you think? But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching my video today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked it. Kind of get a little look at other music that I'm into, and I said last time I would tell you about a band that that I've been listening to on Spotify, or maybe a band that I have an album of that maybe people don't have. But there is a band called, and I had it ready here, and I'm sorry I didn't. It's a band that sounds kind of like Pink Floyd and Dream Theater, all in one. They're not as heavy as Dream Theater, but they're very progressive, hard rock. And I've listened to some of their stuff, and I really, really do like it. And here, let me just look really quick. I'm sorry, I had them brought up, but my 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 phone went out. So you know what? I don't have them right here, and I'm trying to remember where I left it. Um, Gosh, and I've had added so many things to my Spotify. Do you guys listen to Spotify? Do you guys stream music? Does it help you guys out with discovering new bands and maybe go out and buying those CDs and maybe even looking for them on vinyl? You know, and with Spotify, I've discovered I used to listen to um, like Maiden stuff. Like I still do, of course. But when I was a kid, people kept telling me you got to listen to Saxon, and I never did. I don't know why. And Testament too. So now I'm listening to a lot of Testament, listening to a lot of Saxon. So and it's because of streaming things like Spotify, Mastodon. I really got into Tigers of Pantang, um, things like that. So it's I think Spotify has really a lot of people look down on it as streaming music. Yeah, but it's also been very helping me open myself to a lot of progressive rock, metal, different kinds of music. So I think it's good. I think Spotify and streaming it is really good. Um, when people go out and they start getting those bands and things like that. Yes, here it is. The band that I was talking about is called their album. The album is called Flying Colors, and either they're called Flying Colors or Second Nature. It's one of those two. Second Nature, Flying Colors, and I don't know if you can hear them, but they do remind me of a Dream Theater meets Pink Floyd. It is amazing. It's a great album. I've looked for this album, and they don't have it on vinyl, but they do have it on CD. So so yeah, they're called Flying Colors. They're Second Nature. I can't tell because it's all into one little, you know. It's Flying Colors. Yeah. So I hope you guys heard that. They're a great band. If you can find them, go out and get them. If they ever release something on vinyl, that would be great. But their music is really cool, really catchy, very melodic. Like I said, Dream Theater, Rush meets you Pink Floyd. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe or like my video if you can, and let me know what you guys think. If do you guys stream music to maybe find new artists that you can go out and buy their records or CDs? I do. I do that, and I love doing it. I usually keep my Spotify because I can't take my records in my car. So I keep my Spotify and my playlists on there so I can jam out to these bands while I'm driving around. But if I'm home, pop in their CD or put on their records. So, but thanks guys for everything. I just want to say God bless you guys. You guys be safe out there, and you take care of yourselves. And I'm looking forward to seeing more videos from everyone. And thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for sharing your videos and your stories behind these albums. They're all fascinating and they're all great. So thank you. God bless. We'll take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.